The most unusual calls on Nightwatch.
16 Alani, shut the gas off in the house when you get here.
Just in case, you get loose, just hold on to this rope, okay?
Please, I'm running out straight.
I feel you, man.
These guys get all sorts of emergency calls, and no matter how ridiculous it might sound, they've got an obligation to show up and save lives. We kick off today's episode with a call for rescue from the unlikeliest places, a porta potty. So strap up as we dive head first into this rescue mission that will have you laughing and holding your nose simultaneously.
We're going on a man down call. Seems like we run a lot of these.
The theme of New Orleans, bro. Man down.
Man down.
You know what? That just tells me how his night's going pretty well. This the guy's in this porta potty?
Yeah.
How long he's been in there for?
I don't know. A customer came by about 15 minutes ago.
Right.
We called it in.
Okay.
Checked on him. I couldn't get him up.
This your friend?
No.
Oh, y'all know? All right.
No, we work at the restaurant down the street.
All right, bro. I appreciate it, man.
The caller didn't know what had happened to the man inside the portable toilet. All he knew was that a man was down and unconscious in there, and he called it in as it was, man down. With a myriad of things that could be wrong with this mystery man, they go in with open minds and helpful hands.
He is.
Oh, he is
Hey,
definitely.
man. Hey.
Seen better days.
He moving. That's a good thing. Wake up, man. Look where you at, bro.
Yo, you all right, dog?
Give me one of three whenever you have one.
All right, hold on, grab the stretcher, Joe. All right, look, man, we gonna wrap you up, dude.
Yeah, come on, let's get up out of this nasty thing, man.
Pull your pants up, bro.
Damn, my fault.
No, it happens. Job, bro.
Throw your feet up here, man. It's a lot more comfortable than a porta potty.
How long you been in there for, do you know? You don't remember walking there?
Upon arrival, they were greeted by the kind soul from across the street who had made the call. As they entered the toilet, they discovered the mystery man pants down in a literal mess. Now, it's not unheard of to catch some Z's while answering nature's call, especially in the dead of night, but it's a whole other ballgame when you end up passed out mid-dump. Thank the stars our responders were there to swoop in and save the day. But amidst the chaos and the laughter, one burning question lingers in the air like a bad smell. What on earth caused this epic bathroom blackout?
I got you, dog.
We'll get you out of here, man. The man was in the porta potty. What?
So look, everything gonna be Gucci, all right?
I hope.
We straight.
He said, I hope so.
Gotta keep it 100. Did you pop pills? Sandbox. All right, now we talking.
All right, this gonna go in your nose, all right, man?
Alas, turns out our guy's downfall was due to a potent combo of a few drinks and pills, leaving him down for the count in the most undignified of settings, like a sedated horse in a stable. While he may be playing it cool now, and our ever-gracious responders are doing their utmost to ease his discomfort, it's safe to say someone won't be venturing near a porta potty anytime soon. And that someone certainly isn't me. Now that you've seen this story, I bet you wouldn't look at porta potties the same way again. Moving on from the comically odorous to the perilously peculiar, our next adventure takes us to the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, where the fire department springs into action to rescue a man who's taken an unexpected plunge for one of the most absurd reasons imaginable. Let's get to it.
Somebody's in the river. Hopefully they can swim.
It says patient is holding onto a log to stay afloat.
Is he in or he's out?
He's just down there holding on.
How the hell did he get down there?
Fell over.
He just fell over, huh?
From what we hear, he's been in the water for at least an hour.
The situation is dire as the man can't swim and is holding on to a log to avoid being dragged away by the river currents. Worse still, he's been out on the river for almost an hour. Will they be able to get him out in time before hypothermia kicks in? Or worse?
For right now, I'm gonna throw you a rope down just in case, you get loose. Just hold on to this rope, okay?
Please, I'm running out straight.
We're working something out for you, man.
I feel you, man.
His life is in grave danger.
Don't let go of the pole. We're gonna bring it to you.
All right, just hold on to that for right now.
Hey, buddy, you got a life jacket coming to you, okay?
He's been handed a line, and what a line it is needed. A lifeline, one he held on to with every ounce of his being. The responders were discussing among themselves how he plunged down there, and all they could get was that he just fell. But come on, nobody just falls in the river like a tumbleweed blown about in the desert. Something smells fishy, and it's not just the Mississippi. Let's see if that rescue boat arrives in time so we can get some answers.
To get the patient out, it was a beautiful thing. All 3 services are there for one common goal.
Luckily, the rescue boat arrived just in the nick of time, allowing all 3 emergency services on the ground to pull him from the water and whisk him away for the necessary medical care. Now cue the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for him to narrate his harrowing ordeal and shed light on his unfortunate dip in the mighty Mississippi.
Anywhere, it's your shoulder, your back, and that's shaking. Hypothermia, yeah, he's just cold.
That water, man, drops your body temperature really, really fast. How did it happen?
My friend said, you can go to the river. He's a local. His joke was that funny, and I responded to it, and I just, my left foot.
And it slipped. All right, well,
Okay.
You know what? I asked him what the joke was, and he said he can't even remember it. All right, go ahead.
Next thing I know, I'm eating the water.
Okay.
He was standing on the edge of the water.
His friend was climbing around, said a joke, he started laughing, and he slipped down. That must have been a hell of a joke. So I'm like, dude, you was about to die for this joke, man. You should at least remember the punchline.
Well, well, well. Now that's something you don't hear every day. People often laugh out loud, but this dude is the person to take it up a notch. Laughing out into the river. Pun intended. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But he claims that he slipped as he laughed at his friend's joke. Now that's what I call a punchline with some real impact. Looks like laughter really is the best medicine, even if it comes with an unexpected swim. Next up, the EMS team responded to a man who called in, informing them he was covered in boils. Now, in an era where we advance far beyond the Dark Ages, you can only imagine the shock on their faces when they get patched through to this unexpected caller. It's a modern-day medical mystery that's bound to leave us scratching our heads and wondering just what in the world could have happened.
This must be him. Waving us down. What's up, man? What's going on?
I've got open sores and stuff on the back of my neck,
And you want to go in the ambulance?
yeah, if you don't mind. I need to get it checked out. I was trying to self-medicate it.
How were you self-medicating?
I was taking hydrogen peroxide and look in the back of the neck.
See? Oh, that's pretty disgusting.
Apparently, the man has rashes and open sores on his body, which must have gotten out of hand for him to call the emergency service. But how did it get to this point? We've got a mystery on our hands.
Oh, I don't even know what all that is, dude.
How long they been there?
About 2 weeks.
You haven't been put on antibiotics or
Yeah,
anything
that's
like
what
that?
you
Yeah,
need.
they haven't done it. I can't afford them, man.
I got you.
Well, we've got ourselves a real head scratcher here. It turns out that our boil-covered caller has been suffering in silence for a whopping 2 weeks, all the while playing pharmacist and self-medicating his way through the discomfort. Now, if that isn't a textbook example of why it's crucial to seek professional help when you're feeling under the weather, especially with something as alarming as a sudden outbreak of boils, then I don't know what is. That being said, we must also consider that he said he couldn't afford the antibiotics. So what's this guy's story?
Where do you live, man? You live on the street?
I'm on the street.
All right, cool.
When he tells us he's homeless, it becomes clear why he hasn't seen a doctor.
I'm just in a lot of pain. I got involved in the club business. As an MC and a hype man, I get it crunk, get it up. And I'm passionate about what I do, but yet I'm getting too old for it. I'm 38 years old and I'm tired of sleeping on the concrete. I used to live limelight in the city like nobody could understand. Being off and on the streets, I don't know where this happened.
The piece of the puzzle start falling into place. Our caller, it seems, is not just battling physical discomfort, but also grappling with the harsh realities of life on the streets. A homeless man going through a rough patch. He's fighting tooth and nail to pull himself out of the depths of despair and leave the streets behind for good.
I feel for this guy trying to get his life together. Sometimes our help for a patient isn't just medical or physical, it's emotional. Just being there to listen and help them through their problems. I hope it works out for you, man. You got everything together in your head. You just got to get the resources down, man.
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Get back on your feet. You can't be laying on the streets.
Kudos to the responders for offering more than just medical assistance to the guy. They are offering a beacon of hope and compassion to those in need. Their kindness and support can often be the first step on the path to recovery and a better life. We wish our boil-battling friend and all those who are facing tough times the best and pray that they make it out of the street to a brighter tomorrow. The New Orleans Fire Department, Firehouse Squirt 16, got a call about a fire incident threatening to raze the entire apartment complex. However, with very little information about what started the fire, they went in, only wishing for the best, only to get a shocker. The stuff straight out of a movie scene.
16's on the scene for one-story wood frame double, nothing visible. Hello, fire department. We got a fire. Grab the line. Come over here. Come over here. Next.
This mysterious house fire was one that needed extinguishing before it got out of hand, and the fearless firefighters were quick to spot the source and swing into action. As the fire's last embers are extinguished and the smoke begins to clear, a chilling realization settles over Firehouse Squirt 16. This was no mere accident. It was as though someone wanted it to look like an accident, kind of like what you'd see in the movies. But who could it have been? And what really happened here?
The way the gas line was broke, something very suspicious. It didn't look like it just broke because of the stove being knocked over. Someone actually hit it with something to cause it to break.
Well, it was a gas line, but they had a stove hooked up, and stove was knocked over, and the gas line was on fire behind the stove.
He's just finding out a way to get even because I evicted him.
So he's been evicted already?
I'm going through this process.
Through the process.
Apparently, the guy who lived there was on the verge of eviction and probably wanted to get back at the landlord for wanting to throw him out. So he took a page straight out of a movie playbook by cutting the gas line and setting the place ablaze. Luckily, the fire department got there in time to stop the fire from spreading.
He didn't have working smoke detectors. The neighbor was extremely thankful. We were able to install a couple smoke detectors in there for him so that he could feel safe.
Thank you, man. All right, man. All right, buddy.
We really wanted to protect the guy that lived next door in case he came back.
We also must commend their kind gesture of installing smoke detectors in the neighbor's house, just in case the guy comes back to wreak more havoc. Kudos to Firehouse Squirt 16 for not only putting out the fire, but also looking out for the safety of his neighbor. It's a testament to their bravery and dedication to serving the community, even in the face of danger. Hold on to your hats because we're about to dive into an undercover operation that's straight out of a crime thriller.
We've been working undercover for several weeks, trying to get a burglary suspect to sell us some stolen items on OfferUp, but the sale kept falling through.
The police received a tip about the whereabouts of stolen goods from a grand theft case, setting the stage for a high-stakes operation. Undercover cops, armed with nerves of steel and a warrant in hand, team up with their colleagues to apprehend a suspected notorious burglar.
All right, guys. That burglary where we're trying to do the deal and buy the stolen stuff from the OfferUp, yeah. Stuff that was stolen in that burglary was like a couple TVs and a guitar, was actually pawned at the pawn shop on Kennedy.
The suspect made a big mistake because all the pawn shops are required to get a name and address for everyone they deal with.
The items they'd been trailing for weeks now ended up in a pawn shop, which afforded them the name and address of the suspect. After gathering and sharing intel, it's time to move.
So we'll ride by there, try to grab this guy real quick.
As we pull up to the apartment complex, we're trying to find his building, but it's pretty difficult because of the way the apartments are set up.
However, his apartment complex is a bit of a maze, and the officers couldn't find the suspect's apartment. After much effort and some unwanted help, they finally get pointed in the right direction. Not before this happened.
Does anybody else know this place better? I'm gonna just go in the first building. As we're heading to the right building, this lady tells me that her son really likes the police, which is something we don't hear very often. How old are you, buddy? 5?
I was practicing.
What's he play?
Football now.
You gonna run the ball? You fast?
Amidst the high-stakes operation, a heartwarming moment unfolded as one of the officers acted on the admiration in the eyes of a young bystander. Recognizing a future protector in the making, the officer makes a gesture that won't soon be forgotten, handing the wide-eyed kid a badge, a symbol of hope and inspiration for what the future may hold.
Hey, I want to give you this real quick for being good and for playing football, all right? I gave him one of the junior police badges because he really likes the police, and I wanted him to feel important. You put that on your shirt when you get home. All right, buddy, I'm counting on you, okay?
Thank you.
But with the heartwarming sight out of the way, it's showtime as the team arrives at the suspect's apartment, steeling themselves for whatever challenges may lie ahead.
Got a meal coming to the door.
Behind the door. Hey, we're gonna kick the door in if you don't open it. It's the police. Open the door. I see you right there. We're gonna kick it. All right, come on out here.
You were online selling a bunch of stolen stuff, and then you went to the pawnbroker and you sold some stuff that were stolen that you took in a burglary, which you came back on your DNA.
With their suspect finally in cuffs, their mission was seemingly accomplished. But just when they think they have all the answers, a shocking revelation sends a chill down their spine. When asked if he lives alone, the suspect's response leaves the officers speechless as his roommates return to the apartment, leaving them looking at each other for answers.
You live here alone? Who lives here with you? My sister.
As we're arresting the suspect, the lady and the son that we were talking to earlier that we gave the badge to come walking up to us. I take the suspect's sister and her children into the apartment because I want to explain to them what's going on in private, and I don't want the little boy to see his uncle getting arrested.
Now that must be one of the most emotional arrests they'd ever make. It is great to see that everything played quite calmly, with the boy high-fiving the cops who took his uncle away.
I'm just the officer that's in charge of coming and getting them when they get probable cause to arrest them.
Okay.
All right. Remember what you said. You're going to be good for your mom and play hard. You promised, right? We'll see you later.
Whichever way the investigation turns out, we hope that lessons are learned and the little boy achieves his dreams. There you have it, folks. That's our pick for the week. Be sure to share your comments on any of the calls you found interesting. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.